What's up, Piper friends? Welcome to Tim's School of Pipes and class is in session. We live in a fast-paced, chaotic world. Everybody's in a hurry. It's real easy to get caught up in the chaos and the fast pace of the world, and then before you know it, everything has passed you by and you've missed out on all the joy that we are intended to experience. This life, this world offers an abundance of joy, and we are meant to experience every single bit of it. There's an entire generation of people that are so concerned about capturing a moment of adventure or joy so that they can share that moment on social media that they actually don't take time to experience the joy. When you're living in the day, it seems like the day drags on forever, but the older you get, you look back and you realize the years went by so fast. It's real easy to get to a certain point in life and realize that you've missed out on so much of it because you were in such a hurry, or you were more worried about capturing a moment than enjoying the moment. So today, we're going to go outside, smoke a bowl of shepherd's pie from the Country Squire in my Wally Frank Bulldog. I'm going to give you my impressions about this blend. We're going to have a fresh brewed cup of Ecuadorian whole bean that my wife brought back to me from Ecuador. It is fantastic, and we're going to discuss what I find to be the greatest joys in life. So, without further ado, let's pack this bowl.
All right, so shepherd's pie from the Country Squire, definitely very reminiscent of Frogmorton Cellar. That's smoky latakia, that's not too overpowering, floral forward, very much has those floral notes that I get from Frogmorton Cellar. Little peppery on the retro hail, not too bad at all. Not a bunch of relights, not wet, perfect moisture level right out of the bag. Excellent blend from the Country Squire. I highly recommend it. You know, I used to be a high school teacher and now I work from home. And one thing I've noticed since working from home is how freaking noisy it is. Motorcycles, ambulances, air traffic constantly. I got to move farther out in the country. I live in the suburbs in Northwest Florida, close to the Alabama line. I'm a little bit, out of the city. It's not the biggest city in the world, but I'm not right in it. And even here, it's ridiculous. Hustle and bustle constantly. Not a moment of peace throughout the day. It's just ridiculous. But that's not what we're talking about today. What we're talking about is the greatest joys in life and how people don't take the time to slow down and they miss out on them. I've got my Rough Rider pipe doctor knife designed by Andy Armstrong. He took the doctor's pattern slip joint, which has that flat end for pill crushing, and this makes a perfect pipe tool. I've got my tamper, I've got my pick, and I've got a reamer or a scoop there, spoon, whatever you want to call it, and it's only like 12 or 14 bucks. Perfect little pipe tool, cool shield on there. If you're a pipe smoker, I highly recommend it. So I have made a list of what I find to be the most joyous things in life, and none of them are material things. And so really, this video, I just want to encourage you to take time, slow down, and experience all the joy that this world has to offer. Now, this list could go on forever, but these are some of my favorite things in the world that I'm grateful for and I find joy in. First of all, a good dog. I mean, if you're a dog lover, you know how wonderful a good dog is. I have a boxer dog. She's right over here. Her name is Piper. Imagine that. Southern sweet tea with lemon on a hot afternoon. Gotta be Southern sweet tea. If you don't live in the South, you don't know how to make sweet tea the right way, no offense. A good bowl of pipe tobacco. The walk and talk. Of a good slip joint knife. I'm a knife guy. Some of you guys might not know that. I have another channel called Tim's School of Fish. There's a reason behind that name. I'll explain it to you if you want to know. I know it's a weird name, doesn't make sense for a knife channel, but Tim's School of Fish, if you're into knives and EDC, go check out that channel. So the walk and talk of a good slip joint knife, the action of a good modern knife, I find a great amount of joy in it. So, a good knife, a book that transforms you to another world and makes you feel like you're there. There's a lot of books like this. Two I can think of off the top of my head are The Killer Angels by Michael Shera, about the Battle of Gettysburg, and Shogun by James Clavell. And they're making if you're old enough like me, you probably remember the miniseries with Richard Chamberlain, Shogun. They're remaking that miniseries, and it's on Hulu. I think they're on like episode 3 or 4, and it's awesome. I like history. I like historical novels as well, but a lot of nonfiction. And those are two of the greatest books that I've ever read. They are in my top 5. They're probably both competing for number 1. The Killer Angels and Shogun. The laughter of a child, especially your child. Nothing like hearing your child laugh. A kiss from my wife. Tasting wild honeysuckle right off the bush. If you live in the South, we've got big, giant honeysuckle bushes, and you can just pull a bloom right off of there and taste that honeysuckle. Nothing sweeter. Lightning bugs at dusk. I could sit and watch them for hours. You remember catching lightning bugs as a kid? Homemade biscuits and syrup. Homemade, Southern style, cat head biscuits. A magnolia tree in full bloom. Few things as beautiful as a magnolia tree in full bloom. A bright red male cardinal. A cool mountain stream. Southern azaleas in full bloom. And where I live here in Northwest Florida, South Alabama Piper too, he's right down the street from me. And Brody, he's not far from me either. The azaleas are in full bloom right now, and they're gorgeous. Catching a fish on the very first cast. Come on, fellas. Nothing better. Throw it out there, tap, tap, boom. A majestic hawk in flight. We've got those red-tailed hawks here where I live, and they're just beautiful. A sleeping baby. Not a whole lot much more joy than a sleeping baby. The call of an owl. Puppy's breath. The autumn leaves changing colors. You can't buy these things, people. This is the joy that's all around us, that you have to slow down and experience it. Life is beautiful. I know at times it doesn't seem so beautiful, and I'm guilty of it too, getting caught up in work and, the hustle and bustle of life. But if you're not careful, you can miss out on all the joy that life has to offer. What I don't find joy in is the constant air traffic. It's crazy. I never knew until I started working from home about a year ago. Reaching a difficult goal that you had to fight and scrap and claw for. Achieving something you never thought you could do. The smell of fresh cut grass. A cool, dewy morning. A light fog. Not a heavy fog where you can't see. A light fog. Out over the water, out over the bay, over the flats. Early on a cool morning when that light fog is covering all the water. It's just beautiful. A toasty campfire. A timeless song. Spring baseball at a minor league park. I'm going to mention South Alabama Piper again because he lives right down the street from me. They've got a minor league ballpark over there. Not many things better than a nice, cool, early spring day with some minor league baseball. just relaxing at the park, enjoying the breeze, the sound of gentle waves, the smell of a new book, the smell of an old book, sleeping on freshly washed sheets, the gentle sound of a wind chime, watching the bees gather nectar, the flutter of a butterfly in flight, overwhelming tears of joy, auditory tingles on your skin. You know when you hear a sound and you get those tingles on the back of your neck and across your shoulder? Warm homemade cookies and cold milk. I'm talking about homemade from scratch. The sound of a crowing rooster. A cup of freshly brewed coffee. I could go on forever. These are just a few of the things, but these are things a lot of times people take for granted. I mean, just the noise is insane. 3 planes have flown over since I've been out here. Now there's like some backhoe construction, motorcycles, it's constant. Can't stand it. That's the 4th plane. That's just proof of the hustle and bustle of life. 4 planes have flown over in 10 minutes. And I don't live right next to an airport. 4 planes, 2 motorcycles, 1 ambulance, and the beeping of a backing up tractor or backhoe or something. We have to disconnect from the hustle and bustle of life and experience all the joy that life has to offer. This is why so many people are stressed out, have high blood pressure. Stress will kill you, people. Take time to unplug, disconnect, experience nature, and experience all the joy that we are intended to experience. That's all I got for you today, guys. This shepherd's pie from the Country Squire is fantastic. I can tell you it is very, very similar to Frogmorton Cellar. So if you love Frogmorton Cellar, I highly recommend this shepherd's pie from the Country Squire. I do have a stockpile of Frogmorton Cellar. But this is fantastic. Make sure you pick some of this up. It is awesome. A lot of guys have welcomed me to the pipe community. I have been a member of the knife community on YouTube for a while now. I have another channel called Tim's School of Fish. I have about 3,000 subscribers or so. But if you're into knives and EDC, go check that out. I have a live stream every Tuesday night. So thank you to the guys that I've talked to so far that have welcomed me to the pipe community. I look forward to talking to a lot more of you guys and hopefully meeting some of you guys sooner than later. As always, I appreciate you for watching. Give me a thumbs up. Drop me a comment down in the comment section. Let me know what you think of shepherd's pie from the Country Squire. Let me know what are some of the things that you find most joyous in life. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Just click my picture right over there. That's it for this episode of Tim's School of Pipes, boys and girls. Class dismissed.